If you Google running shoes, you're likely to see some familiar images, maybe the pair you already own. That's because Google, like Netflix and Spotify, uses artificial intelligence that pushes users toward results based on past purchases or activity. To pop what's known as this filter bubble, NYU computer scientists devised a new algorithm called PyroRank that was inspired by the functions of natural ecosystems, such as flocks of birds looking for food. The goal of this, explains Courant professor and algorithm co-creator Anase Barry, is much bigger than helping you figure out what movie to watch next. These recommendation tools are needed to improve current systems, which steer users toward content that aligns only with pre-existing views and may even offer self-harm videos to those struggling with depression. By diminishing the emphasis on past practices, PyroRank helps create a greater diversity of content offered in search results, providing a safer and more useful online experience. Removing lead from paint, gasoline, and pipes has been a priority of environmental regulators for years. But a new report has revealed another hidden source of contamination underwater, in soil, and overhead. When the Wall Street Journal launched a major investigation into a network of lead-coated cables left behind by telecom giants over several decades, they turned to Jack Caravanos at Global Public Health for help.
What I have here is what looks like a ray gun. It's actually an X-ray fluorescent analyzer. It is able to measure lead in many different medias: paint, plastic, glass, surfaces, and obviously we were measuring soil. We went to New Jersey, we went to New York, we went to Louisiana. Depending on the reports from the different companies, 80,000 miles of communications cables that are covered with lead.
The explosive investigation has inspired a number of advocacy groups to urge new and immediate action by the EPA. Since COVID entered the timeline, you've probably learned more about our viral enemies than you'd ever thought you'd need to know, including how hard it has been to develop antiviral therapies. That's because viruses mutate so often that they quickly build a resistance to drugs. Wow. But NYU chemistry professor Kent Kirschenbaum and colleagues may have just discovered their Achilles heel. Using molecules inspired by our own immune system, the researchers targeted the protective membrane of a virus rather than the ever-evolving proteins on its surface. This approach has successfully disarmed several viruses so far, including Zika and chikungunya, and may lead to the development of new and urgently needed drugs that can overcome antiviral resistance and work across many viruses. Of course, to treat viruses, you need to detect them first, which for COVID has usually meant contending with one of these. Fortunately for our nostrils, a kinder, gentler approach to virus testing might be right around the corner. An adhesive bandage created by NYU Abu Dhabi researchers uses gold nanoparticles to detect COVID antibodies in the blood following a simple finger prick. The rapid test is low cost, easy to scale in remote regions, and can be modified to detect other emerging pathogens, ushering in a new standard for healthcare that's not such a pain. For more on these stories and all the latest NYU research, visit nyu.edu/news. I'm Jade McLean, and I'll see you next time on Brainiacs.